these recordings, if you have them online.
Me?
Yes.
Yes, I have them, but here uploading is difficult. So inshallah, when I go to London, inshallah, I will upload them.
Inshallah, bismillah.
Inshallah.
So the first question is the following. It goes as follows, general question. Sometimes a person feels very high in spirituality and has strong focus and feelings in the spiritual acts he or she are doing. Sometimes there is a dryness in spirituality where you feel hopeless or you do not have focus in salah. Why does this weakness to the spirit occur? How can one prevent it? If someone is in a phase of having spiritual dryness, how would one try to get out of it? Last but not least, is it a bad sign that someone has these phases of dryness? Does it mean the person is a bad person if they experience it?
Yes, this is a very good question, but it has different dimensions. In general, we should know qalb is, or heart is changeable. One reason qalb is called qalb, it's because actually it is changeable. In Arabic, qalb, from which we have also inqilab, means to transform. So because qalb is changeable, you are sometimes happy, you are sad, you are sometimes hopeful, sometimes you are not hopeful, sometimes you feel good, sometimes you don't feel good. So these are different moods or different conditions for heart. So this is to some extent expected. You cannot always be in the same condition. Okay, this is one point. The second point is that we believe in the principle of causality. Every effect has a cause. Everything needs explanation. Why I am now happy? Why I was not happy an hour before? Heart is changeable, but these changes should have reasons and causes. Causes are the real factors for change, and reason is from which we understand the cause. Sometimes these are things that we can see on the surface. Sometimes something happens in deeper layers of nafs, and I cannot understand. Sometimes, maybe without me even noticing, my heart is busy with something, and therefore I'm not happy and enjoying my salat. Maybe, for example, I have developed some attachment to dunya, and now I see people of dunya having lots of things that I don't have, so I don't feel happy. But I don't know why I don't feel happy. Maybe I am jealous and I don't feel happy, but maybe I don't understand why I'm not happy. But sometimes, I had a very bad day, I am not happy, so I understand why I'm not happy. Sometimes I have lost, for example, a friend, I'm not happy, so I understand why I'm not happy. So, if you are not happy, it has a cause. At least one cause, maybe a combination. But whether you understand it or not depends on how deep you go in your investigation and examination of your heart. And sometimes things may even look to you not relevant. For example, you help someone, and then you go for salat and you feel very good. You don't know what happened, but it's the joy that you have put in the heart of that person, or maybe dua of that person. But even without dua of that person, this joy can come to your heart. Sometimes maybe I have annoyed someone, and because of that I feel bad. I think I have told in some of the lectures the story of Ayatollah Hassan Zadeh Amuli, and how he felt a kind of blockage in his heart when his children used to make lots of noise, and he asked them to be quiet, and they didn't keep quiet. Then he was a little angry with them. Then after that he felt a blockage. He went and apologized. It didn't solve the problem. He went and purchased for them something to make them happy. It didn't solve the problem. Then he decided to travel all the way to the city of the teacher. One of his teachers was Ayatollah Ilahi, the brother of Allama Tabatabai. And as soon as the brother of Allama opened the door, after exchange of greetings, he said, our teacher Ayatollah Qazi Tabatabai, rahmatullah alayhi, who had died, but he had a kind of encounter with him, said, Ayatollah Hassan Zadeh Amuli. Of course, he didn't say Ayatollah, I said Ayatollah. He said, Aghay Hassan Zadeh, who is not capable of controlling his anger, how he expects to achieve high levels of irfan. Something in this line. I heard it from himself. On TV, I think he was explaining, and I heard from himself, from Ayatollah Hassan Zadeh. So, there's a blockage, but because he is very sensitive, he looks after his heart, he does muraqabah, so he understands that this has happened, he finds the reason, but he cannot solve the problem. He goes to ask his teacher, and this has been so important that the teacher of his teacher, after his departure, had gone to the teacher and gave this message for him. So, there is definitely a reason for why we are sometimes happy, sometimes we are not happy, but it doesn't necessarily mean that if you are, for example, happy when you are praying and enjoying, you are in a good condition. Or even you are not enjoying, you are in a bad condition. It's much more complicated than this. Sometimes you are happy for bad reasons. Sometimes you are sad for good reasons. Or just for other reasons. For example, for even your body can have impact on you. If you have a pain in your body, if you have some physical tiredness, it can have some impact on your soul. So it's very, very complicated. Maybe I told you once that, maybe inshallah another time I expand. But anyway, there was a person had some issue with his wife, and after listening to them, I realized that the problem is mostly from him. But he was telling me that in the last few weeks or months that I have problem with my wife, and they didn't have good relation. He said, Alhamdulillah, I enjoy very much my salat. And I had this impression that he is enjoying his salat because he is satisfying his anger. When he's not talking to his wife, when he's not, kind to her, and they were both, alone in Manchester. So I thought, this doesn't, make sense. Many times you see when you don't talk to someone and you make that person realize that you are unhappy and make that person somehow suffer, you have a kind of joy. Where does this joy come from? This joy comes from satisfaction of anger. And it's not necessarily a good thing. It can be something very poisonous. So, it's very complicated. But briefly, as I said, it's expected that your heart can be changeable. It is expected that sometimes the reason can be more underlined, you may not understand. But for sure there is a reason. But you cannot always say, if I enjoy myself in prayer, it's definitely good. Or if I don't enjoy it, it's definitely bad. It's more complicated than that. But I can tell you that awliyaullah are those who always enjoy the prayer, maybe in different degrees, but they always enjoy the prayer because they have such a connection with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that even other issues would not get underway and under connection with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So they are not disturbed too much by external problems. You are welcome. Maybe one question is enough.
For today, it seems that way.
But I am happy, but I think time is for greetings less.
Yes, inshallah. We can proceed to greetings, inshallah.
Inshallah.